Hi, my name is Darren McCroom. My pronouns are he and him, and I teach lighting design and stage tech and stage management at Western Washington University. I graduated from undergrad with two BFAs, one in music and one in theater. I got more work in theater, so I did that for a majority of my life as a lighting designer. When I was 49 years old, I went back to graduate school and I got my MFA in lighting design. I teach students how to be designers. I don't want my students to design like me because they're individuals, they have their own artistic sensibilities. So, what I try to teach students is one, every student learns the basics, but what I try to teach them is to take the basics and go off on their own artistic adventure.
So, my name is Caitlin Georgina Savage, and my pronouns are she, her. It's really fun. There's a lot of opportunities to be able to do the work you want to do in a lot of different capacities as well. Western has an amazing main stage theater that's really fun to design on, as well as a more intimate black space theater and a student performance space here in Old Main Theater. So there's a lot of opportunities to work on a lot of different projects, whether musicals, straight plays, and there's even more classical opportunities.
One advantage that students get with me teaching lighting design is I have over 40 years of professional experience. So I didn't just come from academia to teach academia. So it's kind of weird. They get a sense of what the book says, but I also try to impart some of my professional knowledge about how the industry really works as opposed to what the book says. We've had lighting alumni go off and be master electricians at the Oregon Shakespeare Festival. I've had lighting alumni who've gone off to do um, lighting for our World Federation of Wrestling. Um, um, I've had lighting designers who've gone off and worked for Japanese and Taiwanese dance companies that tour the country. Lighting designers who've also gone off and worked into the corporate field, which is not necessarily theater or dance. It's more producing things for big organizations and doing corporate lighting.
Yeah, so my first year I came to Western, I did Ride the Cyclone with Darren as the lead designer. I came in as the board op, but on my first day, Darren said, I'm just going to refer to you as my assistant. So I got to help him make a lot of creative decisions, as well as I got to have a lot of one on one time with the beautiful ETC Ion XE board, which was amazing. And then the same year, I got to be Taylor Lowe's assistant designer for the cake. That was super fun. It was also a really great piece to work on and really thrive in my more effect genres. We got to do some really cool effects, and I've got to learn how to program a lot of that stuff. I also have done a lot of work with STP. I got to work on puffs here in Old Main and got to do a lot of fun magical stuff with that as well, working with Ren Wilhelm, my co lighting designer. And this year, I am working as a lead designer on Western's The Storyteller, which is an adaptation of The Tempest, a really beautiful story. And I got to explore a lot of fun themes referring to the liminal space that Storyteller takes place in.
My favorite thing to teach is how to see light. One thing about lighting design is that you can throw white light up and call it a day, but that's not really designing lights. One thing about lighting design is learning the art of seeing how light works and how people react to it. So I like teaching that, and I like seeing when that aha moment when the students go, oh, now I understand what you're talking about, because it's not brain surgery, it's not rocket science, it's just being observant, and I like that. I like teaching that part. And then you'll hear that light is called lighting design and it's an art. And over my years, I've learned that it's not art, it's a process. And teaching students, teaching future lighting designers that it's a process. It's not something that just happens. You have to do the background research. You have to read the script. You have to understand and learn how to see light to create environments. And that's what I think that incoming designers should know, that it's not, It is an art when it's all done and you've completed the process, but it's a process before it's an art.
So, I have been Darren's TA last year for both intro to lighting design and advanced lighting design as well. That was last quarter. And in learning Vectorworks, so I attended Western sent us to USITT last year in Seattle, which is the United States Institute of Theater Technology conference in Seattle, where I got to attend a lot of seminars on Vectorworks and really grow my understanding of the platform, Vectorworks being the digital drafting tool that's standard for theatrical lighting design. And I brought what I learned back to the classroom, and Darren was very impressed with my rendering abilities and invited me to come work as an associate lighting designer on a project he got in at University of California, Santa Barbara. The project was Three Penny Opera by Bertolt Brecht and music by Kurt Weill. And it was a really great opportunity. We got to explore a lot of interesting themes of what happens when you do Brechtian theater, and also just the ability to travel. And I got to meet so many people. I got to stay with the director, and she was absolutely amazing. And everyone there was such a great host. And I made some really great connections there that I will cherish for a long time. And I was able to go because of Western's research grant opportunity program where I had applied and sang all of the things that I would learn. And I learned so much. And I was very happy of that opportunity. And I got to bring that back here and share with my fellow lighting design and theatrical students.
Western Washington is one of the only undergraduate universities that allow designers, that be costume designers, set designers, stage managers, videographers, um, all the design field actually do realized productions. Most undergraduate universities, you just do paper projects, and at Western, you actually get to design a main stage show, a main stage dance concert, or in our black box theater, a Doug show. So you do get practical experience instead of just doing paper projects.